Hey, what's up, forum? It's GorillaHands8675309, and today I wanted to give you guys my initial impressions of the new map pack Annihilation. I know there's a lot of videos and articles circulating the net giving their opinions and reviews of the map, so I'm just one more person adding in their 2 cents. But if you're kind of on the fence about it, if you're not sure if you want to pick it up, hopefully what I talk about today will either sway you to just not waste your time with the purchase, or it might sway your interest to pick it up. This right here, this gameplay is the very first time I played the map Drive-In, and you might notice it's real framey. It was happening like that all night. I think the first game we got paired up against somebody who was maybe in Australia or England. I don't know. They were our entire team had yellow and red bar. I've been paired up against English hosts before, and I've never had such horrible connection issues. But yeah, our entire team was sitting on yellow and red bars. We switched lobby into this lobby. It wasn't really laggy, but it was kind of framey. I don't know. Maybe it's just because the new map packs are out. There's a lot of people playing it, and we're just getting paired up against bad hosts. But it was weird. I think it got me killed a couple times with how framey it was. But yes, now the map pack impressions. Before I get into that, I've got I've got 10 minutes to kill. I'm not going to spend the entire time talking about the map packs. This is kind of a question that goes out to the people that are of age. I was at a bar while I was on vacation, and I didn't get a chance to see the full commercial or hear the audio, so I'm not even sure if this commercial was a joke. But for those that may not know, Coors Light does this thing. I think they call it, like, the tagline is, "If the mountains are blue, you know it's cold," or something stupid like that. But the label on the front, whenever the beer gets to a certain temperature, the label turns blue, so you know you can drink it, or it's cold enough to drink. Well, apparently they've added a second indicator, and if that turns blue, you know it's really cold. So there's two levels. There's cold and really cold. I have no idea why somebody would need something like that. I don't know why you couldn't just pick up the beer and tell for yourself if it's cold enough. And the reason I bring this up is because that's, one of the big beer companies in America is Coors Light. Miller Lite now, or they recently did something with the Vortex bottle. I don't even know what it's for. I guess makes it easier to drink the beer. I don't know. I don't know why in the world you need something like that. And then finally, Bud Light is doing this thing where you can write on the side of the bottle or the can. Or, I don't know. I don't understand what the gimmicks are. I just want to know: is there anybody out there who is of age, who drinks from any of those beer companies? Did that inspire you or make you want to go out and buy their beer? For me, I would just think good quality beer would make me go out and buy it. I don't drink any of those beers. Used to in college, but now that I'm out in the workforce, I prefer a lot heavier, a lot darker beers. I'm a huge Guinness fan, and I really like oatmeal stouts. I don't know many people that like those, especially Samuel Smith's. It's good stuff. Most people think it tastes like garbage, but I like heavier beers. But yeah, I know it's completely off topic, but didn't want to spend my entire time talking about the map packs. But yeah, okay, so here is my initial impressions of these maps, and to give you guys kind of a basis of how my opinion works. I tend to like smaller maps. My favorite map in this game is Summit. So I like smaller and medium-sized maps. I really like the map Grid, Firing Range. I do like Nuketown to some extent. I'm not crazy about like 24/7. It does get a little overboard, but I do like that map to some extent. So when the last map pack came out, I think Escalation, when I did a review on that with others, I wasn't really too crazy about it. In fact, I was kind of underwhelmed, and they did a good job just in its general design, but I just don't like larger maps, and I think I ended up saying that Convoy was my least favorite map of all time. Now I do have to change that. That map's actually grown on me a lot. I think it's still a snooze fest for TDM, but whenever I'm playing it for something like Headquarters, I think it's perfect, or for Domination. As long as I'm not the only one running and grabbing the B flag in like a solo situation, because that can be frustrating. But I actually do enjoy that map a lot more. But yeah, I tend to lean more towards smaller maps, and Escalation, I think every single map was at least large or a very big medium-sized map. But this map pack, I think, changes in the other direction. I think this is all medium-sized maps. I think, well, Silo, I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, they're all medium-sized maps, and initially I love them. I love all of the maps I've played so far. I think they flow really well. There's a lot of action to be had. Let's see, just to break everything down, Hangar 18, it's a very simple, symmetrical map. You can use kind of the stealth bomber to sit there and cover the B flag, and there's there's a lot of different routes you can take, but it doesn't feel huge. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It feels like there's a lot of action. The one thing I will say, that guy right there, he had my number the entire night. I could not kill him. But the one thing I will say about Hangar 18 is it plays kind of similar, or it has a similar structure to Jungle for domination. And what I mean is, in Jungle, the A, B, and C flags are essentially on one side of the map, so you don't really need, or there's not a whole lot of action near the village or near the rice paddies or the minefield. You can use that area as a flanking route, but people tend to stick on one side of the map towards the A, B, and C flags. And Hangar 18 kind of has that same feel as well. There isn't really a need, there's like a section of the map that you don't necessarily have to run through. A lot of people use it for flanking, but I feel like there's a lot more action in and around that stealth bomber, around near there. What's the other maps? There's Hazard, which I think is one of the best looking maps, if not the best looking map that's come out for Black Ops. One of the things, if you've been following my opinions, is I'm not real crazy about the aesthetics or the aesthetics themes that they've been using in a lot of the maps. I feel they use a lot of dull gray colors. And Hazard is just absolutely great looking, man. I know it's a remake of the map Cliffside from World at War, but, you know, I mean, they retextured, remodeled a lot of different things. If you run through the sprinklers, you can see like a rainbow and water will get in your eyes. And I just like all the different things they added in there. I think they did a really good job. And the other thing I'm happy about it is, even though they're basically bringing back a World at War map, they took the time to touch it up and redo it and give it a completely new feel, or at least a new look to it. I know Infinity Ward got a lot of flack for Modern Warfare 2 for bringing back some map favorites from Call of Duty 4. And they retextured and they applied it to the new engine, but the textures were still essentially the same from Call of Duty 4, or the same style from Call of Duty 4. But here they just redid everything as a new theme. So I like that. I think maybe if Infinity Ward had done something similar to that to a couple of maps, maybe they wouldn't have received as much flack. What other maps are there? There's Drive-In, obviously, I'm playing on right now. Call me crazy, I thought the developers said that this was supposed to play like Nuketown. It was supposed to be another small map. But this map's fairly large. I'd say it's on the scale of maybe Grid. Maybe, actually, it's probably even bigger than Grid. There's not a whole lot of places for cover. I mean, there are some places you can hide up to, but it's easy to take people out. A lot of long lines of sights, but I do enjoy it. I definitely don't think it feels like Drive-In, but I'm sorry, like Nuketown, but I really enjoy the map. I think it's pretty cool. I'll be playing on it a lot. I think it's great for domination. I think it's great for air support as well. If you like getting in a chopper gunner and destroying people, I think that is a good map. And finally, Silo. I guess this would probably be my least favorite map of all of them. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of large maps, simply because I feel like it takes you out of the action a lot. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies that people can hide in, and I want to say it's the largest map of all of the Black Ops maps. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say it's the largest map ever that they've introduced, and it feels, I don't want to say it's kind of the same scale as the map Fuel from Modern Warfare 2, but it has a lot more structures. The one thing that's kind of strange is it's a huge map, but you don't have, there's a lot of different alleyways and paths that you can take, so it almost feels like it's a close quarters map. It's like a giant maze almost. There are some great locations where you can sit and snipe, but there's also a lot of different flanking routes you can use for running gunning. So even though that's not my favorite map, I don't dislike it either. I guess it'll probably grow on me. I have to play a little bit more. And finally, Shangri-La, the zombie maps. I don't play a whole lot of zombies, so take my opinion on these maps with a grain of salt, but I do like it a lot. I like the close quarters feel. I mean, it's a large map, but you have a lot of tunnels and pathways you can take. I like all the different traps that they use in there. So I think it's a lot of fun. They added in 2 new zombies. I think it's the Shrieker and the Napalm zombie. So I like the fact that they're changing it up all the time. And what I will say is it's pretty awesome. If you get the Bowie knife and like the early stages, you get that with Speed, Cola, and Juggernaut, and you don't even need any type of gun. You just use that until like level 11 or 12. And just rack up the points. But yeah, this is my favorite map pack up to this point in time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and like always, take it easy.